Hi. So this video is brought to you by Uni Data Center. So today's topic is visual molecular dynamics or VMD. It's a very popular software for visualizing molecular dynamics trajectories. So what we are going to do today is we are going to show you how to install it and how to use one. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the official page of VMD. To install the software, you have to go here in the left-hand side is a sidebar. Here you have to go to this download section. You have to press this, and this will take you to some like the versions of softwares that you have. Once you select the version you want to download, then it will take you to a login page. So what are the options we have at this moment? The latest version, which is version 2.0. This is available for Linux, and if you go for the like the other latest versions, which is 1.9.4, that is available for M series Macs. That is also available for this other Mac OS, which is Intel based, Windows based, Linux based. So you can get a lot of different type of operating systems using that. So yeah, just choose the one that you want to install, or like me, if you're using a Linux based environment, then just go for this version. Once you click this, it will take you for login credentials. So I'll just pass in my login credentials here. So yeah, I'm just for the safety, I'm just keeping the passwords here. Okay. So yeah, the login is now done for me. So I'll bring it back. Okay, so I've logged in there, so you can do it as well. So I now agree to this license. Once I do that, it takes me to another page, which is similar to the one that we have seen. It again asks us for which version we want to install. So currently the new one have these two versions, where the last one says bug fixes. So yeah, let's just choose this one so that we can have the latest one. And as you can see, now it's been installed 58.4 MBs. So what we will do is we will just you know like there are other ways to do it as well. For example, let's just copy this link. We will cut this here, we don't need that anymore. We will open a terminal. And I usually use this installation directory for for installing all the stuff that I want to. So let's just use wget and then the link. This should also install the same thing that we just did by clicking there. Basically it should take a few minutes before it's get installed. So yeah, 1 point, and that is the speed, that is the amount that has been downloaded. Okay, so 50%, about 50% or so is done. It should take another couple of seconds. Yeah, so now it's downloaded. So this is the file that we are dealing with. We have to untar this. So tar xvf vmd, and this goes through a lot of directories. I'll just make the screen a little bigger. I think this is perfect size. I'm not sure previously if you were able to see that, but yeah. Okay. So now since we have made this new folder, like after the untarring, so we will just open that. Here we can see that we have some readme files, so let's just go through them and see if we have something for our interest. Like we need some instructions for installation. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to find. So here, quick installation instructions. It says we have to edit the file configure, and we have to add some variables apparently. So this is the variable install bin directory, install lib directory. So these are the two variables we need to like do. After that we have to run this configure command, and after the configuration is done, cd to the source directory, become root, or use sudo if necessary, for example installing of VMD into EA for other permissions, and then type make install. Okay, so apparently we have to cd to the source directory and then we have to do make install. That's somehow somewhat what I get. So let's just try. The first thing that it suggested was to edit this um, file. So where I want to install is, I'll just show you this folder. So I've made this a folder name installations. Inside this user local, right? So what happens is that here I keep all my installed softwares inside this root directory, so that all the users can actually use it, and it's a nice place. So what I do is, since this is VMD, I'll write VMD and then 2.0.0. So this is the folder that I'm installing it to. Yeah, everything looks good. Or what I can do is I can keep the name like this as well, but yeah, I think this looks good. Doesn't seems to me a problem. Installations slash vmd point 0.0, and was there any, wait a minute, I'll just copy this. I think I forgot to see one thing, that what was the difference between them. So I have to edit it again. Okay, so there's this bin and then there's this thing, right? So yeah, so I'll keep it like this then. Or better, I think this is like, itching me a lot, so I'll keep it like this. Okay, and this as well. So apparently now everything looks fine to me. I'll just save this. Okay, for people who don't know how to use vi, so what you have to do is you have to first write vi configure, right, enter, and then you are inside it. And if you want to make changes, so for example at this moment if I want to write something, let's say I want to write something, and like there's a lot of stuff happening, right? I don't want to save this because like something bad has happened here. So uh, this colon q exclamatory mark, this is like the command to quit without saving. So I'll do that. If I want to type in something, which is, let's say I want to type in something, but for that I have to press I. Now you see in the left corner it says insert mode. Now I can type in anything I want, right? Make all the changes that you want to do, whatever you want to do, just do it. Then press escape. Once you have pressed escaped, then you have to press colon wq. This is for installing, sorry, for quitting the file with saving. So it will save the file as you are leaving it right now. So I've done that. Now it's saved. Now I just have to write dot slash configure to run the configure command. Apparently it is running. So now src, I have to just write make install. Okay, yeah. So it says user local installation vmd dash whatever is this, permission denied, cannot create the directory. Because that's in the like root directory, I cannot create the folders. So you just have to use sudo. It was also mentioned in the readme file. I forgot, poor me. My I pass in the passwords. Now what it says, bin css shell not found, installing the script, make sure this vmd is in your path, vmd installation is complete, enjoy. So apparently there are no errors being found, so which is a nice thing. We just have to now put this path, this long path that you can see, we have to put this path in our folder, I mean sorry, in our path variable. So there are ways to do that, to be honest. There's one easy way which is people use. It's like doing, this typing this. So okay, also do one thing. I just came out of everything. If I write VMD, nothing should happen because the system doesn't know what VMD means. It can only know VMD if you have put in the path variable. So let's just like put in the path variable. To do that, I have to export path equal to this path that they have provided, and then so this is the only path. For example, I might already have some paths. Okay, I'll show that, right? I think that would be a better practice. So let's say I just write path, right, dollar and then path. So this shows me that I have such a long path in my path variable at this moment. So these are all the softwares and things that you are currently using. It's a long path, which means there are a lot of softwares and other things that are associated with this path, which that is why your system is up and running, right? If you delete this path, if you modify this path without careful consideration, your system will fail. So please do it carefully. To do it properly, there are people do it like this. um, Export path equal to, and then you put in your path, and then you put a dollar, sorry, a colon sign, and then you put a dollar path. So what it would do, it would prepend this path into your existing path. Like it's like a Python stuff. Like you know the Python, right? Whatever comes on the right side of the equal to is done prior, and then it puts back to the path variable. So what it does, it takes the current path variable, put it here like I did here. So whatever is this path variable, like the whole thing, they just put it here. And what does that mean? That whatever is the path variable in the front, you get this new line, whatever the new path is being pasted right here at the beginning. That's exactly what they're doing. But this is a very tedious process, right? What if you have multiple softwares that you need to do? Like, would you try to do this every time? Maybe not, right? So to do that, I have already have this module, environmental modules software installed. What it does is that it dynamically manages this path variables, so you don't have to care about it. So module avail is like what are the softwares available at this moment. So it says there are currently none, but I'm going to show you how to put your VMD into this path variable in a way that you can dynamically load it, unload it, use it when you want to, remove it from your path variable when you don't want to. So that can be done using this environmental modules. So yeah, just quickly bear with me for a moment. I'll show you right away. Okay, so to do that, I need to go to this modules files, like this path I have to go, and I have to make some changes there. So better I do it. Okay, let's just go inside first. Here you see they are the exact same modules that are being showing here. They are here as well. So firstly, I'll create a VMD folder with sudo. So now you see we have a VMD folder there. What I'll do is let's see what's inside null. Yeah, this looks perfect actually. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this null module into VMD and edit that. So instead of starting from nothing, it's better I start from a null file. it makes my life easier. So i I go inside that. Okay, the other way is to rename this file to 2.0.0. Again sudo. Whoops, this time I make mistake. I hope this was done properly. Let's just check. Right, okay, this looks good. So just I have to open this with sudo again. Okay, just note that what you're doing here, right? It's this module. You have to write the first line like this, which is hashtag percentage module. This is the first line. You have to keep it like this. You cannot change that. What you can do is you have to, or you can change this module help section. So here it says null, since it belongs to null, it says does absolutely nothing. It's simply meant to be in place, whatever. But I can put some meaningful context to it. For example, I have, if I want to put, let's say this module. Okay, so I mean, there's apparently another way to write this as well. So I'll just use that. This module loads the VMD 2.0.0 version to your path. So now whenever somebody new person is coming and using your saw using your PC, they exactly know what this module does because you have just give them some hint to use that, right? Now you have to provide what is this, right? This is basically some kind of output that they're being generated when they go for help, and now you have to provide it a name or something. So this again, this is pretty much the same. We can write it. This module loads the VMD 2.0.0 version to your path. Great. Now comes the important part. So even if you remove them, it doesn't really matter. Even if you keep them blank, doesn't really matter. But now the important part, you have to put a base dir, or the dir where um, all your VMD stuff, like the VMD software, has been kept. So so that path is basically I think it was 2.0.0, something like this. So this was the base dir, if I remember correctly. I can remove it from here. Now I have to write prepend path. I have to say path. And I can call this variable here base dir, which was, so I can call that variable here like this, base dir slash bin. And if you remember correctly, the bin was the path that they have provided us. So we can even go back and we can check. So whoops, I have actually deleted that. Really bad for me. But yeah, let's just try. Okay, so apparently, as I remember correctly, you can go back to the video and see what was the output of the path that that the VMD has suggested to be in place. I remember this to be user local installation VMD-2.0.0 slash bin, right? That's why I've written it like this. if you need, let's say, the other part, which is, let's say, if you need a different module which already exists in this module environment, then you can do it like module load, whatever that is, like it can be GCC, right? Like I think it's currently it's 15. It could be module load GROMAX, for example. I don't know. These are not requirements for the VMD, but in case you are installing something else, for example, if you're installing GROMAX, I remember, then you need you need to put other stuff like CUDA in place. So then it becomes a mandatory to also load a particular version of CUDA, let's say 12.3 point something or 12.3. You're installing, if you are, let's say, if this module file was for GROMAX, then you have to load CUDA like this here as well. Or if you're, let's say, also using OpenMPI, then you have to also put in like this OpenMPI 5 point something, let's say. Yeah, so that's how this being done, but sadly we do not have anything for VMD, so we'll just save it now, and we will go back to our root file. I'll say module AV, and it should show me this VMD 2.0.0. So now to load that, again I'll show you, if I call VMD it should not return me anything, but now if I do module load VMD and then 2.0.0, enter, and then if I call VMD again, it now opens a new terminal for, whoa, this looks really small to me. I'm not sure if you are able to see this, but yeah, I'm sure this is pretty much helpful, but I'm not able to make this bigger enough. So yeah, that's for a different video then. But yeah, as you can see, that this way you can actually load and unload different softwares. Now, since you have seen that VMD works, I'll show you again. VMD works, right? I'll just cut it. Yes. Now if I do, let me clear the screen. Now if I, let's say, do module purge, so this should, okay, let's see module AV again. So now it shows that loaded. So this key loaded is shown with this shaded gray color, which means out of these modules only the VMD 2.0.0 is being loaded. Fantastic. Now what if I do module purge? If I do that, on the visual it looks like nothing happened, but on the back end this VMD has been unloaded. Now you see there's no loaded modules here. You cannot see the VMD to be in the gray color. Also, if we write VMD, nothing should be found, and you can again load this module load VMD, and we can do this again, and you see it's now again back in our module files. So you see it becomes so much easier. The actual power of module files you will see when, let's say, you have different version of GROMAX. All of the GROMAX uses a different version of CUDA in the backend, a different version of OpenMPI in the backend, or some other softwares that it uses. If you have multiple versions of these softwares, then you are basically cooked, right? To do that manually with hand every time, it's just not possible. Then module files comes in place, and it just so much handy and to use. So yeah, I'm sure that this was helpful for you. If it was, then please help our channel, and if you want to use some computational power, then you can check out Uni Data Center. It's one of our companies that makes computational resources for university and university students and for researchers. So if you're one of them, yeah, feel free to check it out. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you so much.